there's no room. There's like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And right now, of course, the way it's set up, because I don't use this stuff anymore, because we control everything on the laptop and the
What
volume's
happened to
set.
the posters?
What?
What happened to the posters?
I can't hang them.
How do you do this one?
Even if we had posters though, look, there's no room on there. You'd only get like the bottom half of the foot or some shit in the poster.
How do you do it?
You know what I mean? We need a more panned out view.
Do I need to hit it?
That's cool. I
what
mean,
are
I'm
we
only
doing?
talking about the podcast. So I'll just play it later.
I'm not even doing
Use a
nothing.
bomb.
Fuckers.
Can you get your shit ready, please?
Put it in there?
Incoming transmission. Accessing database. Identification acquired. Welcome back, user. Nerd Confessions will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd Confessions, our safe haven where we discuss our thoughts, opinions on everything nerdy, geeky, techie, whatever. It's been a week since our last confession, but before we jump right into it, we'd like to remind our listeners that you can follow us on various social media platforms, find previous episodes, and bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. I'm Soheil, the moderator for this episode, and I'm joined by Tommy.
Hey, everybody.
William.
Hello.
Ellie.
Hi.
And in this episode, we'll be talking about the awesome Zelda Breath of the Wild. We also have 5 most recent nerd news topics important to us. And stick around until the end of the episode and you'll hear some of our listeners' confessions. If you want to send us some confessions, write us an email at contact@nerdconfessions.net or send us a tweet. William's always checking that Twitter, so send us a tweet. For starters, let's see what everyone's been up to. Tommy, what have you been up to?
All right. Well, this week, I watched a bunch of movies. I decided to rewatch Pirates of the Caribbean 2,
That's random.
3, and 4. So you can say I'm ready for the new one that's coming out in May. I also started and ended the series Bitten that was on Netflix, which is like more mature level kind of werewolf story. And I found out that apparently the 4th season is canceled. So I was like, oh, great.
Well, it stops at when it stops.
Yeah, usually, but they knew it, so there was like a ending, so it was like closure. You know how like a lot of series just randomly like just end. You're like, wait, what happens to? And then you just say, all right, fuck it.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah,
It's whatever.
but it was pretty cool. And then I also saw the movie Why Him, with James Franco and Bryan Cranston.
Do you see that in theaters?
No,
Okay.
somebody brought it over.
Okay, nice.
Oh.
Redbox. But it was good. I actually, it was a lot funnier than I thought. I didn't expect it to be as funny as it was. And then, of course, I watched a bunch of anime as usual, just catching up on shows. And that's it, really.
Sounds like a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff you did.
Yeah, for me, usually I don't do much, but I don't know.
We gotta know what Ellie's been up to.
Nothing. No good at all.
Except,
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
that's good to hear.
You got a wild breath?
Oh, yeah, Wild Boy.
What?
What?
Well, happy birthday to John Boyega. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Because his birthday was last yesterday. I heard
Oh,
Boyega.
and I watched Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
It was a chick flick 9,000. 9,000.
We can go over it
That's
next.
Power
not,
level
it's
over
because
9,000.
he hasn't seen the other ones, like
What other
Cinderella,
ones?
like, you know.
I saw Jungle Book and that was great.
Well, it's because it's different. It wasn't a princess movie.
Well, it
Just
was a
stop.
Disney movie.
Just stop. Obviously, we can't discuss it. Cause
Okay, so Will, what have you been up to?
They didn't need to have those 2 unnecessary songs they added. They were bad.
Okay.
What 2 unnecessary songs?
And they were missing dialogue. Remember that scene? They were like, what the hell did it say?
It could have been a technical difficulty.
That
Really?
was it playing from a film reel?
That's not good.
Ellie?
It's a bad technical difficulty
What?
because music's missing.
Ellie is gone,
The conversation's
ladies and gentlemen.
missing.
She's
Okay, so I played Legend of Zelda a lot. Actually, finally.
how much? How much did you play?
I finally beat Ganon, which I'm happy about.
Ooh.
And I think that's all I did really in Zelda Breath of the Wild. Got to get it over with.
Did you enjoy playing the game that much? Or did you feel like it was something that took away from you? Was it that immersive?
It was very immersive. There was a lot of stuff I wanted to do with it. With the new game like this, you want to get to the final boss, and there's a lot of other games I want to play. I wish right now I had the time to play Mass Effect Andromeda. It just came out, and I'm really excited for it. But at the same time, I hear
Did you finish Horizon Zero Dawn?
No, that's what next game I have to get back to. So I wanted to finish Zelda as fast as possible, because if I get the main boss done, I can at least I kind of did that. I can jump back to this. It's portable whenever I'm like sitting in a car or something and bring it and play it while I'm waiting in the car. But I want to get back to when I'm home playing games like Horizon Zero Dawn. So now that I beat Gan, I can get back to doing that. But then there's also games like Mass Effect Andromeda that I wish I had time to play. But
so are you saying
it's already out? It's getting some negative feedback though.
So are you saying that
space animations are bad?
Are you saying that Zelda is taking over your life?
Yes.
It took over a significant portion of all of our lives. I think I put 55 hours into it.
I don't think I can really relate to you.
I put 55 hours into it. I know Ellie's put at least 35 hours into it.
Last I checked, you would put more than that.
I don't know how you get that. What?
It says it in your friend information.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
And then Sohill's probably put 50 plus too.
Yeah, I think it was like 50 something when I last checked. I think you were at 40 when I last checked.
No wonder you guys answer your text messages.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. Like, I just, when I'm done doing something important like work, I guess, all I want to do is play Zelda. I went out and walked in a park.
Sounds like an addiction.
All I did was refer everything to, like, Zelda. Like, I will kill that duck and I will collect its meat. I will harvest those herbs and I will...
It's getting weird.
This comes from a vegetarian.
That's what I did. Like,
it's coming from a vegetarian that wants to kill animals now.
To Breath of Wild, like everything, like.
You need to relax. You need to pull back a little bit. Give it a break. But I'm happy you guys like it. I loved it, and that's what I've been doing all week. So I played Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I watched one or two things on Netflix. Nothing really awesome. I watched Pete's Dragon on Netflix. Not very. I didn't enjoy it at all. So sorry, but that's just me.
Which Pete's Dragon?
The new one.
Oh, was it good?
I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
You watch it and make your own decision.
I didn't even know the new one is out.
It came out on theaters a while ago. I just think it came out to Netflix recently, though.
Oh, really?
So live action?
Yeah, it's live action. I don't think it's the...
Must have bombed then.
Yeah, I don't think anybody heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
jeez. I saw a movie poster. I was like, oh, that sounds like it might be fun, because I never really watched the old one. I was too little and I didn't really care for it.
I heard the old one was really good. So watching this, if you watch the old one, you may be a little disappointed. But with that, we're going to get right into the news.
News of the week.
All right. News topic is coming up. News topic number 1. Apple will be introducing a new file system in iOS 10.3 called Apple File System.
It's about goddamn time.
I was thinking they would
about goddamn time.
You
ever thought that was a problem?
Yeah, I did.
No, it's never occurred to you. You didn't even know what a file format system is.
Yes, I did. You don't know nothing.
What's a file format system?
It's the way you
What file format system does Windows have?
It's the way you format.
What file
files.
format system does Windows have?
I don't care. We're not talking about
What
Windows.
file format system does Windows XP have?
We're talking about
relax.
Apple.
This guy's like Trump over here. Moving on, but moving to the
I got
point.
Alternative facts, man.
They're calling it Apple File System, and what I was thinking is, why didn't they just call it iFile or some crap like that? But I guess it's already been copyrighted by somebody.
I don't know. My question is, are they going to do the same thing on... Well, actually, they're probably not going to, because Unix is what OS X is based off of.
Yeah.
And if they did that, it'd be a big change. So I don't think they're going to do that.
No, I don't think
for the laptops and the desktop.
I think they're just
hardware.
changing the I think they're just changing the mobile software.
Phone, yeah, because they built that operating system from the ground up.
It's going to basically convert, and once you upgrade to 10.3, it's going to convert your file systems into that file system. And what they do is they think is going to happen is it's going to increase your space on your Apple device, because it's going to be a little bit better. And I know that Tommy will need this, because he's always struggling for space on his phone.
Dude, no lie.
Delete some pictures, delete some apps, or buy a bigger phone.
Text messages apparently, they take up so much.
They take about a gig.
Space.
They take about a gig of space,
or 2. Yeah.
Yeah, if you do a lot of texting and a lot of pictures,
especially in groups. Holy shit!
But
I don't know if it's really going to save that much space. Is it really going to save that much space?
it is going to save a bunch, but it will
Is
save
it
a little.
going to stop the ghosting that happens?
With the pictures. That's
mean-
rare. It's like double pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's talking about it's.
That's a big. That
And
takes up a lot of space.
That's a thing that you were dealing with in the older generation, but in the newer updates, that started to stop happening. What you need to look into is maybe updating your phone and then stop talking.
Yeah. Update your goddamn phone.
I'll update it to the new file system.
He hasn't updated his phone to the.
Tommy hasn't updated his phone, so whenever we do the iOS X to iOS 10, is it 10?
10, yeah, it's 10.
The iOS 10 stuff where you see like the little thumbs up or the exclamation point, or you put stickers on. He doesn't get any of that.
Yeah, all I see all day long is just them replying, liked. And then the comment in quotes, emphasize the comment in quotes. Dislike. It's just like a spam of like the same shit. I'm like, okay, great.
It's so funny.
That's awesome.
I'm so glad you mentioned it.
I get like triple the goddamn.
Now every time.
Okay, you're an asshole.
Next piece of news. For all you Ed Sheeran fans out there, Ed Sheeran is in Game of Thrones Season 7. Do you think he'll act as well as he makes songs?
I heard about that. Who's he going to play?
I don't know.
Ronald Weasley?
I don't know. Ronald Weasley, because he looks like him. I don't know. It could be a random character that just shows up for a episode
Some dude
and
who
dies.
just dies. Yeah.
Could be, but I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I'm ready for this because it's going to be all out war in this next episode.
Apparently, he used to be homeless, so now he's in the money. So good for all those British people like J.K. Rowling and him. Anyway, moving on. Next piece of news.
What does that have to do with anything?
J.K. Rowling was homeless too.
Good for all those British people. It's two people you mentioned.
That's all I can think of.
Stupid.
So for Uber, for everyone that does not know, it's a ride-sharing application, and they're testing autonomous cars. Their autonomous cars drove over 20,000 miles and had to be taken over every mile that they drove by a driver.
What?
So the autonomous cars had to have someone behind the wheel because they're just testing.
Oh, so it's like Tesla.
Yeah, they're just testing. And since they're testing the technology, the driver had to take over. Would you want to be in a car
Hell
that's autonomous?
No.
Do I get a discount?
I think you might get a free ride, actually.
If I get a free ride, why not?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Hopefully.
why not?
There's still somebody behind the wheel, so you're still going to have that extra.
Yeah, you're
person.
until it malfunctions and then it doesn't respond to them and it does whatever the hell it wants and then kaboom, you're dead.
Did you not see that footage of the Tesla that was braking for the guy when I was on autopilot?
Yeah,
Or
it breaks.
whatever you call
It does it good, but at the same time, it had to be taken over.
You seen that footage where it ran over somebody? Oh yeah.
Hey, you're in the car now, outside the car. No problem.
Yeah, well, all I needed to do was just run into a building and then game over.
Yeah, but you'll be. I think the driving autonomous is a way for them to make more profits, so they're going to do whatever.
Look,
they
I mean,
can
if
do.
you're gonna wait for like a new game or a new system to come out and then wait for the bugs to get fixed, why would you not do that with a car that controls your life?
No idea. But next piece of news: Netflix is replacing its star ratings with thumbs up and thumbs down. Looks like they're going the way of the Roger Ebert, I guess. So, thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, or 3, whatever it is.
Or like the like YouTube.
Yeah, or like YouTube.
I like
and
stars.
I'm okay with the thumbs up, thumbs down.
Why isn't Facebook started a thumbs down yet?
They try to do a positive environment.
I don't like positive environments. I like negative ones.
They give sad faces.
Sad faces don't do anything.
I think because there's a lot of trolls on Facebook.
Now, ever since they opened those emoji things, it's been voting now. Sad face, if you like. Happy face, if you don't like. Like this face, if you want to get more of this.
I'll never forget when Bernie Sanders was endorsing Hillary, how many mad faces there were. I've never seen so many mad faces stream through a live stream in my life.
That's because everyone was very unhappy.
Clearly, you weren't watching the Democratic Party live on election night. Oh,
Trump gets a lot of mad faces, not as much as that time though. It was like so many, like every single one.
But it is curious how come they don't have a thumbs down on Facebook.
No negativity.
There's no negativity. They want it. They also made it so you can hide things that you don't like to see, and that's because they wanted people to feel good about going to Facebook. But anyway, moving on.
Mental manipulation.
Movie news. Venom movie release date has been announced. They're looking to release a movie on October 5th, 2018. Sorry.
Wait, Venom as in Spider-Man?
Spider-Man's
Venom.
enemy.
What?
Yeah.
It's going to be dope.
Is it called Venom?
It is right now. It's in the test name, so it's called Venom movie. so we don't know what it
Oh
is.
my God.
It looks like they're starting
It's
to
done
work
by
on it.
Marvel, right?
They're gonna call it The Legend of Venom.
It's going to be worked on by Marvel, but it's going to be distributed by Sony. So just like the current Spider-Man movie.
It's gonna be amazing, man. They're gonna do Venom right. I'm hoping. He's
I
one of my
hope so,
favorite
too.
villains. He's always been one of my favorite.
Last
Do you
time we
remember
saw
him?
Venom, though, he was in Spider-Man 3,
and it was terrible.
and let's hope it doesn't follow those tracks, because I was super sad.
It's like his face would always come off just so they could like save money on like facial animations and to see the guy's face. I hated it. It was really so bad.
I think everyone was in the same boat as you. I think Spider-Man 3 was the worst rated Spider-Man
With
set.
his emo hair.
When he came out, he started dancing.
And why
So
Brock was so thin.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a huge bodybuilder.
Yeah, and he was like a thin guy.
He's
He was
supposed to be like
hmm.
Hulk Hogan size. Not not Hulk Hogan, like Arnold Schwarzenegger size.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought it was pretty weak and small, so I felt kind of sad. But that was. I hope it doesn't follow that movie, and it gets its own movement. And I think Marvel should take over, and it'll be much better.
All right, moving on.
Topic of the week. Zelda. Breathe of the Wild.
Breathe
Well,
of the Wild.
It's more like Breath
Zelda
of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
But so right now we got Breath of the Wild on the screen for you, and we all played it. We all enjoyed it. I think all of us quite enjoyed it quite a bit.
It's a really good game.
So
Breath of the Wild.
there we
you
go.
Correct.
Thank you, British man. they kind of say they're H's, so you just make sure you check that next
There
time.
was an extra E in there.
Extra E, breathe. So
I've done that a lot, actually. I've accidentally put the in there.
So what do you guys all think of the gameplay? I'm going to go round robin here. So I'm going to start with Ellie and then move to myself, since Tommy barely played it.
I'm looking at it right now.
So I'm just saying how much I like it.
Yeah, just tell me
What
you
about
think
the gameplay?
What do you think about the
gameplay?
That it's so open and I can
It
kill
looks
things,
pretty cool.
and I can harvest things. I don't know. I'm a big person of
We'll go
collecting.
find something.
And then and the whole little like nature of it, like the nature, like it's cool.
Nature?
Yeah, like you can go.
Whoa.
In the,
Well,
you can go in
expand on that. The
woods.
nature of it.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, you can go like in the woods. You can go into the water world. I hate the water world. You can go into the other areas. I don't know. I just like how you can just explore things.
Is that lag?
And
There-
kill things.
On the bottom right, you're probably going to see a little bit of frame rate drop. And that's just because of.
and
Yeah,
puzzles.
that is one thing about gameplay is the frame rate drop.
And puzzles.
Like the lag and shit?
It happens. It happens to me all the time. No, it's not lag. It's called frame rate. It
looks
dro-
like lag.
It drops because there's a lot going on the screen, and it drops a little bit. That is a problem with, I think, the underpoweredness of the Switch.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit better when it's not in docked mode because you're not up-resing to. It's not good in native 900p. It's not even 1080p. So that helps a little bit with the resources. But when there's sometimes when it does get pretty bad, and that's like in certain places. Just as an example, Kakariko Karak Village, it's like the little Lost Woods area.
Oh, that's real
There's
bad.
like so much stuff everywhere that it lags the worst of all of the places I've been in the game.
And that's where you get your infamous
But
Master Sword.
To be honest, this has been a problem with, especially what everybody says is the best Zelda game of all time, Ocarina of Time. I remember that game had a lot of spots with frame rate drops.
I remember there was a point in time. I'm no shitting you. I was playing Ocarina of Time, and the game glitched out, came back, and I had the mirror shield,
What?
and I didn't even go to that area, the sand area. So I just had it. I was like, "This game is broken."
Did it like mix with somebody else's save or something?
How would it know? There was nobody else to save. I was the only one that owned the game.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. But anyway, I just thought that the gameplay, personally, I thought, well, did you go through the gameplay? You didn't go through the gameplay, Will.
Well, talking about just gameplay and not like the overall game design, the gameplay feedback I have is Link doesn't feel as agile as he used to. He has no roll. He can run, but he has no roll. I was used to always rolling around everywhere I go, but he also didn't have the sprint before. So it feels a little different now when you play, because when you're in a battle, you can't roll around. But when you're trying to get around really fast, you can kind of sprint around and dash. There's a stamina system. So it's kind of trade-off. It's kind of cool that they have the sprinting system. but I kind of missed that roll. I missed kind of.
I think they were trying to go with, when you said you missed the roll, I think they kind of want to go with that sidestep, and
you can still do the sidestep and you can still do the backflip.
Right. I think they wanted to expand on those to give you the perfect dodge instead of the roll.
Yeah,
I
you
think
do
the
have
roll
the
will be
ability
exploited.
now. It's like a timed ability. When somebody is about to hit your shield, you can hit a button and parry. What is it called? Parry?
There's perfect parry and perfect dodge. Perfect parry is
Perfect
if
parry.
you're blocking somebody with your shield, but if you jump out of the way at the right time, you also get perfect dodge. And then you get to do, it's like a slow-mo motion, and you get to do a bunch of attacks. I think the roll would have been exploited, so I think that's why they took it out. But I think the gameplay's open world is awesome. I do like that there is no set narrative, like set stuff that you have to do. You don't have to go one area to another area. You can choose whatever your path is.
Yeah, but at the same
that's great.
time, what you used to have in Zelda games is you get an item, and you have to do things specifically with that item, right?
Yes.
And now they don't really have the ability to control you that much. So I just noticed probably like the easiest temple, if you want to call them temples.
You mean the Divine Beasts?
Divine Beasts.
Yeah.
Or what you would call a temple in this game. They have NPCs spread throughout a certain area of the game to try to drag you towards that one first.
Yeah. They put it. They sprinkle
guide you, but it's still possible you can go to wherever you want first.
Yeah,
and
you can
listen to them.
You can choose your path, but obviously, if you choose a certain area first, you're gonna have to bring some money with you or resources that you may not get yet. So it may not work for you. But most of us, kind of went to the water temple first.
Well, for Ellie.
Except for Ellie. Ellie went to the most difficult one. The sand area.
Got through the whole entire thing except
you
for
beat
the
him now?
main boss. No.
Oh, it's just not the boss.
Yeah, he's too fast.
So you end up going to where you want to go, and I think that is the future. I think this gameplay is something new for Nintendo because Nintendo's really looking to expand on its social media access.
Oh, he almost died.
Sorry, I almost died. But that's what I think they're doing, and I think the gameplay is amazing, personally. So next question I have for you guys, do you like the art style and the art design? And do you think it can stand up to other consoles? I know that's a weird question because it's out of place.
I like it, just from what I'm seeing right now. It looks really cool.
Comparing it to Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a very similar type of game. It's very open world. The only difference I think between Zelda and Horizon Zero Dawn is obviously the graphic design.
No, the robots.
There's robots in this too.
Oh, really?
And
what do you think those are he's fighting?
Horizon Zero Dawn is a greatly narrative. It's like kind of like there's tons of cutscenes in it. This game, not so much. This one, you have a lot more freedom to go do what you want. It is not really driven by narrative quite as much.
Yeah, I believe you're correct too, because I think that the Horizon Zero Dawn really was driven by its pre-made cutscenes and things. There's not much cutscenes in this. There are cutscenes.
Yeah, there are some, but
yeah,
like once you start out, you can go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's how open it is. Horizon Zero Dawn, you have to start within one area and then move on to the next area and then move on to the next area.
Basically a progression type style, like where you're
kind of a linear open world. While this is straight up open world, do what you want. You can climb on anything. You can go do whatever you want, and it was kind of weird going to that formula from the old formula of having to get your bombs so you can blow up a wall. Instead, you can just climb right over that wall.
Exactly. Yeah, and then you're probably looking at something more closely to Skyrim here as an open world game than you are at looking at Horizon. Though Horizon is a great game, don't get us wrong. But the art design, I think, looks awesome. I think it fits the Zelda world. It looks pretty. The game looks great. And for the people out there that are saying that the game looks graphically terrible, graphically bad, I don't think they understand what Zelda's art style has ever been.
Yeah,
it's never been a high-powered graphic game.
There are some jagged, like, kind of look to some of the areas, especially when things are off in the distance, and the draw distance is not like that great, but you can see things far enough, and the art style pretty much just results in you not being able to really tell or care because it looks great. And the grass is a great touch. I mean, ever since I saw the first trailer for it, it's like, are they really gonna have grass like that in Zelda, or just all lush? And it looks great.
Do you ever get the urge to be a lawnmower? Because that's what I do. I just sit there with my sword and just like slap, 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 and I just cut all the grass with my sword because I'm super excited. But the game is really open. There's not much going on. It's a really open world. You can see from one side of the map to the other side of the map pretty much if you're in a high point, but it doesn't look that. The draw distance is pretty long, but it's not like you can see great detail as you look afar.
Yeah, I mean, you can see from one end of the map to the other. They do that. There's like these landmarks you can see. There's towers basically. It's like kind of like Assassin's Creed, and they do have this in Horizon Zero Dawn too. To remove the fog of war, you have to go to the top of a tower and unlock it, and then you do your leap of faith and fall into a haystack.
Exactly. It's exactly like Assassin's Creed, and they took little elements.
Just kidding, you don't drop into a haystack, you use your glider.
Or you can just jump off and hope that you don't die. But
I always thought it'd be funny, like, what if he missed and just like hit the edge of the cart when he jumps off into the haystack?
And he would be done, and there would be no such
break
thing
his arm.
as
My arm.
there would be no
over.
such thing as Assassin's Creed. Then it would be done right there.
Like Assassin's Creed.
I don't know if this is counting as gameplay, but you want to talk about kind of the inventory system?
Yeah, the inventory system kind of fits. I personally think it fits more of Skyrim than anything. It's very similar.
There's tons of food.
Like
in Skyrim, you wouldn't even eat that much. Well,
no, there was food, but it was all the same. It was like,
Is it more like World of Warcraft?
Meat, this, that. No.
So look, like an example, my character right now, you can see how many hearts I have and how many hearts I don't have. Like I can eat all these apples, chomp, 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 chomp.
I like how he eats with both left and right hands.
Or you can cook food. So I have some pre-cooked dishes here, like some skewers and some other things that can provide stat bonuses.
Yeah,
and I can eat those too.
So there's a cooking game in this, and it's kind of like you can put together different dishes by cooking them together. So there's a lot of different combinations you can do. Personally, I have my favorites for cooking, and whenever I do cooking, it's let me see if I can get you guys my favorites. So whenever I want to do a speed boost, I'll put together 3 rush shrooms and 2 lotus seeds, and that'll give you like the best speed boost. Only one.
You have this written down, or you have?
Yeah, I didn't write it down, but I took a picture of some of the ones that worked the best, and I just made it myself. The Endura carrots always cook separately because you don't want to waste those. One of them's worth the same regardless if you put 4 of them together or not. Max attack. If you want to get the max attack, you're gonna do 3.
I got blasted by a laser.
Oh, the blood moon! The blood moon's coming.
Your ass just got lasered, son.
That's the worst time to be there. Blood moon time.
Oh shit!
Watch. Watch. No, he's gonna get it. He's gonna perfect parry it. Boom, done.
What in the hell?
Yeah, he had
a
a
special shield. Anyway, so go on.
So max attack is 3 mighty porgy and 2 mighty thistles.
Ooh, those frame rate.
And then you also get max defense is 3 armor porgy and 1 amaranth. It's like a purple thing. And then the stealthiness, 3 stealth shrooms and 1 silent princess. Those will give you the best of those categories.
If I can critique one thing about that though, is why don't they have a system where you can learn recipes in the game?
Yeah, it's difficult.
That's
but
kind of annoying.
They give you recipes on all of the forest towns.
They have little missions that kind of say, hey, you can make this with this, or hey, bring me this so I can make this, and you get that so you can kind of learn.
For us like a cookbook.
Yeah, that would be nice if they put it together in a book for you. But
yeah,
I think
like with the pictures, there's a system of taking pictures and putting things to a glossary on items, monsters, and stuff like that. If they had a similar thing for recipes, that'd be great.
Yeah, you can do recipes off items by going into your inventory and saying recipe, but you can't do that every single time because you don't want to do that.
Yeah, here comes
the blood moon. So good luck.
Like it was gonna come, maybe not,
or maybe you're gonna die.
I was falling with it.
No, but there's so many secrets to this game. I mean, there's so many different things in this game that you're gonna have to figure out. And
secret.
I think
secret.
One of the biggest secrets out there is figuring out how to use or how to properly use all of your runes. Your runes they become like your best friend, but all the puzzles use just runes pretty much.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. What kind of surprised me is one of the first well, you get all the runes at the very beginning of the game, and then you upgrade them a little bit later. But one of the first ones that you get is the bombs, and I was totally used to bombs being expendable. The only expendable thing you have is your weapons and your arrows.
Wow. Yeah, and the arrows there are pretty rare, right? When I say they were pretty rare. Arrows.
Have you been having a hard time with getting arrows, Ellie?
Now, what kind of arrows? Just any?
Any arrows.
I have a shitload of like the general ones.
What's a shitload to you, though?
You don't use them very often?
Like,
do you have to find the arrows, or
wow.
can you make the arrows?
You
out
can't
of,
make
stuff?
arrows.
Oh, that sucks.
You can only buy them or find them.
It's just yeah.
It's not hard to get money though to buy some. Like I'll often go to the store just to buy 30 because that's a max.
No, I always buy arrows, but my thing is, I kind of wish I could make them. If I can chop some wood down, maybe get some things, it would be nice.
So arc style.
Maybe.
Before, I mean, I don't know, I guess I haven't played enough to get to the harder, more difficult
You went to the most
creatures
difficult
to kill.
I think, have you ever
So
tried?
I haven't used the different, like, special arrows. I just use the general ones to kill the animals, but then I got the stealth outfit, so now I can sneak up on them and hit them with, like, up close. I don't...
I guess that's another thing about gameplay we should cover is you no longer have just... Well, they did have an Ocarina of Time as an example that you would have the different outfits, and in Majora's Mask they had the different masks. But in this game, they have tons of outfits.
Yeah.
With tons of different stat boosts.
And we're going to show you
Just
how to
like
get some of
different
those
arrows.
today. Not outfits, but some things you can get from different outfits you can get from amiibos.
Yeah,
or different things.
Ellie got the sneak suit. What's special about the sneak suit?
You're quiet.
So what can you do with that?
And it's not the sneak suit.
Oh, what's it called? Chic suit.
Stealth.
Oh, stealth.
Sheka suit. Whatever you say it. Sheka suit. Seek suit? I don't know how to say it. Sneak suit. I know it's called the stealth suit, right?
Yeah, it's a stealth.
There's also, you had a choice of buying one of those or the regular tunic, right? The closest thing you can get to original Zelda look. But that gives you no bonus.
No, nothing.
Yeah, well, another aspect of the gameplay is the wildlife. There's lots of wildlife. And I don't really ever recall there being wildlife in a
like
Zelda
turkeys,
game before.
like foxes and
Yeah,
bears.
that's another
and
simulator
more.
between Horizon Zero Dawn and
more.
this game. Is all the wildlife.
Yeah, but the wildlife is, they all drop the same stuff, right? They all drop either meat
You can get meat, yeah.
or cold meat.
But what's kind of cool
A
is
prime rare.
you can mount. There's wild horses in this game. You can mount them and tame them and kind of name them whatever you want. But there's also bears you can ride.
You can also ride the guys that are centaurs.
Yeah, that's funny.
And there's also elk you can ride. And you can ride sand seals, which I thought was interesting.
Or you can ride this guy.
Oh, that's cool.
What?
It's a skeleton horse.
Let me see.
Gimme.
Dude, that's dope.
What are you gonna do with that?
Oh, I like your sword. It's like
Is
glowing
he
red
like
and
yours? Like, did you name him Charlie?
You cannot keep him because the guy says he doesn't allow monsters in his stable. I found him.
So once you're done,
So you just have to
done.
keep him with you the whole time?
Yep, you got to keep him with you the whole time.
Where'd you find him?
God, Ellie, relax.
Is it in the northern region or the southern region?
Give me a second. I'll tell you where he's at. He's in the Tabitha snowfields.
So up in the north.
Yeah, north. You get a skeleton horse, kind of like the scary. There's the scary looking horses. So Will's right now
Kinda like in
on
World
the
of
video is playing the sneak snoot.
Sneak snoot.
The sneak
Well,
suit.
what it allows you to do, which is nice, is some of the animals, especially the small ones that you need to collect animals and other things to upgrade your gear. So like the lizards and the butterflies and the grasshoppers, you need to collect, but they run away like immediately.
Exactly.
So when you have the sneak suit on, it makes you you can't kind of use your sprint, but you can.
Is it really called Sneak Snoot?
No, it's called sneaking suit. No, it's actually the chic costume.
Would it not be called like stealth gear?
Yeah,
Or
it's
ninja
stealth.
gear
It gives you
or subtlety
stealth abilities. I don't know why.
Sneak suit? The hell kind of childlike name
When
is
he
that?
first said it, I thought he said snake suit, and I'm like, what's?
Oh, it is a
suit?
snake snoot.
I thought he said sneaker snoots,
It's
and I didn't know what it was.
No, Ellie's right. It's stealth.
Look.
It's stealth.
It's stealth chest guard.
It
stealth
is basically
stealth
the
tights.
chic suit though, because it's just like the chic costume that Zelda or Ocarina of Time.
But in this game, it's called stealth.
Okay.
But anyway, the stealth suit is quite. It helps you sneak up on items that run away from you. Every animal runs away from you because it's scared of you.
Yeah,
so
it makes it a little bit more.
More quiet.
You do have a stealth aspect. You can crouch down and kind of sneak around.
And there's a sound meter on the bottom right.
There's a sound meter on the bottom right, but it's kind of tedious to do that. So if you get this suit, it helps you a lot. And there's regions of the map like that are super hot, that are super cold. So just like in Ocarina of Time, I had to wear the red tunic or the blue tunic.
Yeah.
In this game, it's a little more complex. There's
fire suit.
Well, it's not really. There's a fireproof suit, kind of.
It kind of looks like a bomb diffuser suit.
I kind of felt like a Big Daddy in it.
It looks like a Big Daddy suit. And then also there's a Zora suit, but they don't protect. The Zora doesn't protect you from water. It just helps you swim faster.
Gives you an ability.
Yeah,
So do you have all these suits on you, or do you have to go to like in town and change?
You need to get them.
You earn them in different ways. You can buy.
I know, but where do you hold it? Like, is it
It's
on your
just
person?
in your person.
No,
You keep them. You keep
the whole
them.
luggage.
You got to keep. You keep it in your backpack.
all
So you have
the
this
all the
outfit,
animals,
have
all
that
this.
outfit.
So
I
you
could
would-
dress up like a girl.
So you would change, huh? So you
I'm
would.
a lady.
So, oh wow, okay. Is that the deception suit?
Yeah, you had to use it for
Actually, yes.
deception, but we want to break it open for everyone.
So let me understand this
I have a
correctly.
Nintendo Switch suit. Look at that. I have a Switch shirt.
That's probably all I would wear the whole time, just
The
running
sweatshirt?
around.
But you get it
Yeah.
only. You only get it if you're
Only the DLC.
DLC. So that's why.
Anyway, but so what you're telling me is, I forgot what I was going to ask.
But looking at all the suits, and Will's giving away all the shrine locations for everyone to see.
Not really.
But I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of aspects of this game that are really fun. The shrines are really challenging. They're not boring.
I hate them.
Some of them are a little bit tedious. Some of them are just like, okay, I got to do this again. They kind of recycled a couple shrines.
Oh, so we move on the shrines. So this is kind of more game design, I guess,
Yeah.
or the way they kind of decided to lay out things. So instead of having 4 really long, complex temples or dungeons, they give you 4 somewhat complex dungeons, and instead they give you millions of shrines.
Millions?
Do you know the exact like number? Is it like
I don't know the shrine
200
number.
plus?
I think I don't know how many
300,
you can get.
400? I don't even know. I know there's 700 plus Crocs. The seed
The seeds,
guys.
yeah, the seed guys.
You have to get those guys to upgrade your inventory.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure about the shrines. I know there's tons.
yeah.
This fucker.
There's a lot of shrines, but the shrines
Sorry.
are usually a test of your ability to do problem solving or puzzle solving, and most shrines are. And then there's some that are just like straight up fight shrines. You get in there and fight, and there's minor, then there's major, and then there's
For
like
difficulty, yeah.
difficulty.
But there's not just that. There's also areas that are like specially built for you to kind of overcome a trial. Like there's this island that you go in naked and you have to earn your way to the shrine, and there's other areas that you have to go through a maze to earn your way to the shrine. So there's a lot of variety to get into these shrines, and that's where the kind of Zelda puzzles come into play. And I mean the divine beasts that we call them, which are technically the dungeons
or temples.
the kind of traditional dungeons or temples, are a lot more complex than you would even have a shrine, and you kind of manipulate them to solve it, which is kind of cool.
You feel like the temples are a lot harder than the shrines, but the difficulty of the puzzles that are in the temples, or I would say the divine beasts, is actually fun. They add a lot to the game. I think they're like really interesting in how they put them together. Like you have to manipulate a lot of stuff to make it work.
Yeah, I agree. So I mean, a lot of people. I read some reviews, negative reviews about Zelda Breath of the Wild. One of them being, "There's only 4 dungeons. This is bullshit." Blah blah blah. But I mean, the gameplay change, I don't mind it. I think the shrines is a clever way to kind of give you the variety you need to explore the world. Because they also count as fast travel points, which is interesting.
Yeah, but they help you get around. But the shrines add a lot of like hunting and puzzle play, and that you need that you usually would have got. But
Yeah,
this game is already over. This game is obviously going to spend more than 50 hours playing.
Yeah, in a game that can go anywhere and do whatever you want, they kind of had to like rethink how they're going to do this, I think. So I think the shrines are part of how they need to rethink the original Zelda gameplay.
I think the aspect of the shrines just adds a lot of fun.
Kill the other wolf. Kill the other wolf.
But
Don't kill the wolf.
all the additions of all the arrows and all the different types of swords. One of the biggest complaints that people gave for this game, what I've heard, is that people don't like the breakability of all the items. Everything breaks. Doesn't matter except for your clothing. For thanks God.
Yeah, if I would kill myself if the clothing broke, but I mean, I got used to it. I can understand why, because it's a game where you collect things constantly.
Yeah.
So
I'm used to it because fucking everything breaks in Ark. So I'm like trained for things to break.
it's not that crazy.
I think it makes it more real though. If obviously it has to have some kind of durability. I mean, if it didn't, there's no point to collect stuff, and it gives you a whole other aspect of the story. So it feels more like kind of like an everyday dealing with shit.
Yeah, this is not really a spoiler because there's always a Master Sword. But once you get the Master Sword in this game, it helps a little bit. It does break, but regenerates after like 8 minutes. So that's really nice. Even though it breaks, you have you can rely on the fact that it'll come back.
Yeah, and all the clothing stays. There is, well, I don't want to break it out, but the Hyrule Shield exists. But the Hyrule Shield does break, and it does not come back.
Well, a lot of other stuff exists too that I can't normally get.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the amiibo system?
Yeah, let's talk about the amiibos. I think that Will already used his amiibos.
Well, I haven't used some. Like, I don't have the Zelda. Freaking.
Wait, you mean once you use it, it's gone?
Once a day.
Once a day only.
Oh.
But we discovered something today.
So we discovered something.
Ellie?
But Ellie, tell us what you can do.
Okay, well, I have a Zelda, and Sohail has a Zelda. I used my Zelda earlier today. I borrowed Sohail's, and I could use it too.
So twice. So I guess, Will,
Question. This actually makes me remember something. If you've never played Zelda in your life,
Like you?
like myself, I mean, I played once, long fucking time ago, so I don't even remember the story. Would you be able to play this and know what the hell's
Yes.
going on?
Yes, it's pretty simple.
I don't think they never really. All the Zeldas
Because
have
I heard
always
that
been independent.
it's a continuation, no?
No, there's the
all-
same characters are in it. Like the same three characters.
They're like always a
in it.
reincarnation of the characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Link is always there. Zelda's always there.
So think of it like this: like if reincarnation were
Zelda's
true,
a princess, right?
yes.
if
I always
reincarnation,
mix that up.
if reincarnation
Not
were a real
everyone
thing,
does.
it'd be like generations happen, then another Zelda and another Link are born.
Why do they call it the Legends of Link? Why is it Legend of Zelda?
Legend of Zelda
Because it
Zelda's-
always revolves around Zelda.
it always revolves around the girl. And
Fucked up.
reason why people call him Zelda is
Imagine they called it like Peach World
people
instead
are-
of Mario World.
well, Mario World is it's different but Peach isn't like a really big character. She's a character in it, but the world doesn't revolve around her. But anyway, let's get to the amiibos. So Will's going to add his amiibo, which is Zelda, onto his Joy-Con. Let's see what happens. So this is Zelda
So you
from
just
Breath
put
of the
on there.
Wild.
and something pops up.
So it drops a bunch of food and a chest. Let's see what it drops. Hyrule herbs. Drops some more Hyrule herbs. A swift carrot, which is really good. Warm whatever that's Safina.
Open the chest.
He's opening the chest. What's in it? A topaz.
You get rare items, and each amiibo has like its own specific thing that it gets you. I know Zelda for sure gives you.
You can
wanna give me
use
Zelda.
You can use my Boca Goblin. Oh, you want to use my Zelda again? Here.
Zelda gives you a shield. I know for sure.
No,
And
she doesn't. Not all the time.
I know not all the time, but
She's never given it to me.
She can give you a shield. And
She gives
that's
you a
what-
really
that's-
good shield.
That's the unique thing that you can get from her. While the Arrow Link will give you arrows usually.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, I
Look at
got
that.
a royal shield. Look
That's
at
a
that.
rare shield. Look at that.
That's a nice shield.
She never given me
Once it
a
breaks,
shield.
is it gonna die? Like you won't be able to use it?
Yeah,
Or-
it breaks
Once
again.
it breaks, it breaks. But you can use it again tomorrow. Maybe again another one.
Oh, so there are shields in the game that you can just repair and you keep using it.
No.
You don't repair them. Once they break, they break.
Once they break, they're gone.
What, swords too?
Yeah,
Swords
everything's
too.
gone.
So once it
except
breaks,
for-
it's gone.
Except for the Master Sword, which will regenerate after 8 minutes.
Yeah, and every other special. There's 4 special weapons you can get from the 4 different four different special weapons you can get, and if they break, you can have them rebuilt, but you need to have something so they can rebuild it. But anyway, you want to use the Boko Goblin?
You already got that horse, Ellie?
What horse?
The horse? How'd you get that? So,
This
no,
one?
I thought I was looking at the butt and it looked like a skeleton, but it's actually just a colored butt.
So this is the Boko Goblin. So the Boko Goblin's the little goblins that you get.
It gives you a lot of meat.
He just drops a lot of meat and random food items and a Boko Goblin guts, and usually gives you a Boko Goblin weapon. So
Yeah, the
Boko bat or something like that.
So one's not related. Like I have Ryu here.
Yeah, Ryu.
From Smash
they
Brothers.
give you something.
And Yoshi.
Yeah, I have Yoshi too. If I use
And Mario.
Ryu, it just gives me 4 random like herbs and meats and things.
Can you now play Ryu in the game?
No.
No.
You're funny.
So do you want
What I'm hoping is in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that once I use Ryu, I can get a Ryu costume. That'd be cool.
do you want to use the rider?
I will have to be able to use him in the goddamn cart. That'd be
Hold
cool.
on. Ellie wants me to use Yoshi. I think I already used Yoshi today.
You can use that. That's
Yeah.
Bean Baby.
No, it's.
Oh, what the
It's
hell?
It's an amiibo.
There's amiibos.
For
Amiibo.
Yoshi's, it's from Yoshi's Woolly World.
Oh, look, he dropped meat, and something else.
I can't even see it.
So the Mario dropped a meat, a mushroom, and an apple. So do you want to use the rider link?
Yeah, I haven't used yours, so I can use them.
So let's see what the rider link drops. Rider link drops a bunch of crap, and it
Dang.
went everywhere.
Yeah, what the hell? Like dropped on other things.
So a bunch of mushrooms and
He's probably gonna give me arrows because I already got the.
no
Yeah.
royal
Oh,
broadsword. That's
nice.
good.
So by default, like the first time you use him, he'll give you a traveler's bridle thing for your horse and saddle.
Yep.
So
Really?
Yeah,
You never gave me that.
I don't think you've used it before. You used it today, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, you probably already have it. You just didn't know.
You probably have it. It's in your inventory.
Where would it be under?
It's under your inventory where you have your the stuff that you like your what's that called? Your shrine stuff. The shrine
The special, like.
the shrine one, and you get your whatever the one the shrine is, where the shrine stuff is, where you upgrade yourself. It's also with
It's
your
at the horse areas.
Oh, I
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on that page. Yeah,
it's on the page with the shrine stuff. It's on the inventory
I
page.
just don't think you used it. Have you used a horse thing before?
It's under the
Should be
star.
there.
It's under key items.
I don't have anything there.
Here, try it. Give her the horse.
It's under key
I
items.
tried it already.
She didn't get it. She already did it.
Oh, you sure?
Yes.
You should get
yeah,
it.
yes.
Try it again.
I'm pretty sure.
Try it again.
But anyway, so that was the rider link. So let's see what the other link drops. Here's the link.
Rider link.
Regular
Shit.
link with a bow.
Well, this isn't a good example because I already got all their like things that are supposed to drop the first time you use them. But I got a royal bow.
Look at all the good stuff you got. I keep getting the crappy stuff.
I bet you'll get it
I
one
didn't
of the
get
times.
regular link.
Relax.
You kept one from me.
You didn't see it. It's not my fault. Let's put the regular link on here. So then we have the Guardian.
That is my favorite one. That's so cool. The one with
arrow
the
one?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to see that.
1 second.
Why are you so crazy?
Here.
I want to see what it does.
It just drops a bow.
I want bows.
But anyway, so that's the one. And then we have the really, really cool one,
The Guardian.
which is the Guardian. And Will probably wants
The
this
coolest
one.
thing about this is this amiibo is the posable arms. Those are really cool.
It dropped me a bunch of meat.
Wait until you check the chest.
There's no chest.
There should
There's
be
always
a
a
chest.
chest.
You didn't
You're
get
on
it?
a hill. It probably fell down the hill.
No.
Hi, there'll always be a chest.
I saw what fell down the hill. It wasn't a chest.
It always drops a chest. It never doesn't.
It drops
drop
a chest. It dropped a big chest.
Trust me, you just didn't see it.
Mm.
You maybe missed the chest for the other guy then.
That's kind of interesting, though. If you miss the chest, do you think...
I would assume because it goes off what you have in your inventory. I think, at least I would think it does.
It'd be funny if
So-
you miss the chest and all of a sudden it
Yeah,
doesn't
you
give
can
it to
never
you.
get it again.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be fine.
So what does the Guardian drop? Usually it drops a Guardian type weapon.
Yeah, it drops like special Guardian stuff. One of the interesting things about this game is that there's like an ancient civilization that's kind of mechanic, and that's where the tablet system comes into play. I mean, if you've seen the trailers, you've seen that Link holds a little tablet thing, a little tablet device.
Yeah,
right?
he holds like an iPad looking thing, but it's basically supposed to look like your Switch. It looks like your Switch.
Yeah, and it was originally supposed to look like a Wii U controller, which is very similar.
Yes.
But anyway, so there's this ancient civilization, and they have all this technology, and the Guardians drop screws and all these other kind of like futuristic items when you kill them, and the amiibo gives you the same thing when you use them. So it can give you upgrades and things in the game that are nice. So I think the most valuable one, at least on launch, when you first start out, is probably the Guardian.
The Guardian will give you an awesome weapon, which really helps you in your your quest to stay alive.
I really like the look too. It's like it's got blue glowing parts and those little eyeballs. Those are pretty cool,
and they're totally worth throwing after if you're too high level. Check this out. So we also have one from a different game, Twilight Princess.
Yeah, so this is the one unique amiibo out of all the amiibos that I'm pretty sure. This amiibo, when you use it from Twilight Princess, it will summon Wolf Link, and he'll kind of just be your buddy running around.
There you go. So Wolf Link, he shows up on the bottom left. There he is.
Yeah,
he's Wolf
so
Link.
he's just gonna kind of.
That's cool.
He's just gonna kind of hang out with you, and
does he help you fight?
There's one of the
so cool.
One of the things
he also hunts too.
Yeah, well, one of the things from this game is there's a lot of things to find in the world, right? So
is there? Can you have mounts in this?
Yes.
Yes, there's horses.
No, I meant like a wolf just following you around and shit.
Oh,
you can have dogs. Dogs can follow you, but they don't follow you to fight. This is the only dog that follows you to fight.
Anyway, so you can kind of choose what you want to track. If you took a picture of something and it's gone to your glossary, you can say, okay, I want my little radar thing to tell me when I get close to a certain type of item. And when that happens, if you use Wolf Link, he'll just run straight to that item to make it a little bit easier for you. So it's kind of nice to have Wolf Link around, except it kind of gets annoying when you're trying to look for, like I mentioned before, you have to sneak up on the lizards and the butterflies and things. It does not help you to have a wolf running up to them and scaring them off. That's the only thing that kind of sucks with using Wolf Link.
Poor Wolf Link. Wolf Link himself is actually can get stronger if you used him in your previous games, right, Will?
Yeah, if you played him in Twilight Princess, supposedly. I never actually tried it because I played through Twilight Princess completely on Wii, but on Wii U, I just barely booted up to see what it looked like and never actually played it, unfortunately. But supposedly, if you use the amiibo in Twilight Princess, he'll have more than 3 hearts when you use him in this game. So
that's a cool thing. That is a cool thing.
I mean, it's kind of cool how it transfers over like that.
But you'd have to use them in that game. And there's also other amiibos that are really rare right now that unfortunately we can't get, and we wish we could. Like the Zelda from Smash Brothers will give you Epona or Epona or whatever you want to call her name. I forget her name.
He's freaking rare right now. Well, if we can talk about amiibos, the rarest one right now is Zelda. Out of the new ones, is Zelda. I don't know why. It's Zelda. If it goes in order, it's Zelda, and then it's the Guardian. The most common one is Rider Link, which is the one that gives you the bridle and the saddle, and the second one most common one I think is the Bokoblin.
Yep.
And then the third would be the Arrow Link. So it's kind of interesting. But if we go by old amiibos, I think right now the rarest one is for Strumstring and Ocarina of Time Link.
Yeah.
Because he'll drop Ocarina of Time gear. He'll give you the Ocarina of Time hat, Ocarina of Time tunic, Ocarina of Time boots, and you'll have the full gear from Ocarina of Time. While the second one to that would be the Smash Brothers Link.
Yep.
And that's because of Epona, which is really cool. That he when you first use him, he summons Epona, and then you can go tame Epona, I guess.
Yeah.
And it kind of be able to summon Epona whenever you want.
Look at that grass animation right now, just the way it moves.
Yeah, that's what like I said from the trailer. That was the best thing about the game.
Slash the grass.
If the grass wasn't here,
and it disappears. Holy shit!
Yeah, and there's
as I said by the lawnmower.
There's like grasshoppers and things that pop up in the
just
grass.
Like how many
if
people
the grass
do you
wasn't
think
there,
like
it would
trim
look
their
terrible.
names?
If the grass wasn't there, it looked bad. But it's so cool.
Trim your name.
Trim my name? I don't know if I can do that.
We'll do the charge up. in the middle.
I did.
He just did that.
So anyway,
Trim your name. Like,
talking about this, let's get away from the a lot of the old amiibos are very, 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 very rare, and it really makes me sad because they're being sold for like triple the price, and we really wish we can get one, but we can't.
Since launch though.
Yeah.
And now that they have a real purpose, it's even more of a problem, I think.
Yeah. But you have I mean, what I think is like what Zelda did well is that it traded in a lot of like the rigidity of like dungeons and following a certain path, and it has like an open world feel, and it's like Nintendo basically now is okay with allowing people to have like a user made narrative instead of having like a very controlled narrative, like I would say the game that we're talking about earlier. Oh my god, we were just talking about it. You were just talking from
Princess?
No, PlayStation 4.
Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn, where the narrative is controlled by the developer. This is what you have to do. You have to go from point A to point C.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have the freedom to go.
It's like Mario, right?
They close off areas and say, okay, you can't get to this area until we unlock it.
Yeah, like Mario 64. Yeah. That was one of the first ones,
yeah, exactly.
Right?
But Mario 64
it was closed off. Mario 64 was kind of like you had this one area you go through, then you go to the paintings. So in the paintings was each
level was kind of you had to go through.
But that was
you could go back.
It wasn't its own huge. If you compare this to Mario 64, this would be the castle, and that's a huge freaking castle. And
so,
then the
question
shrine
for you: then. Do you think because of this that they're gonna make Mario more open world?
Yes, that's exactly what they're going for.
It totally seems like they're going to do that because you go through the city and you go through this other one. Maybe, I don't know.
I think Mario's going to be that way, and I think that.
You think they're going to learn from their mistakes?
Nintendo never learns from their mistakes.
Nintendo's kind of weird and they're kind of hard-headed when it comes to things, but when they do things right, they learn from it and they continue doing it until it breaks down again, and then they move on again. So, I think the success of Breath of the Wild is the open world of it, and I think that. This game is a blockbuster game for me. I think it's one of the best games that's out currently right now. I don't know if Ellie agrees or not, but I think
Would you agree, Ellie?
Yes.
So
what? You need to stop playing. You're so addicted.
She has not let down her Switch since
she refuses to stop playing so she can talk.
But
what?
I think
you refuse to stop playing so you can talk. You're not talking at all because you're playing so much.
I do think that's one thing. I think it retains its ability to be played for
you
months.
Just look at me for 5 seconds and look back down your Switch. Come on, put it away.
Personally, I think that it does retain the ability to be a game that you can play for months, if not years, if you really want to get back to it. If you really want to come and stay and play with it, you can play it for years. That's just me. I can play it. If they add,
So we mentioned it as far as gameplay. I played it. So and I played it for about like 55 hours. Ellie's played it for 30 plus hours.
I'm behind.
I've played it for 0 hours.
I beat Ganon, and for me to actually do everything that is available to me in the game, it'd be at least 100 plus hours. Probably like if I wanted the 100% everything, maybe 120, 150 again. I don't know, but
I think it'll take a lot.
I'm expecting it to get at least another 50 hours out of this. I'm just not going to do it as much as I've been doing, kind of space it out more.
There's also the season pass that's coming out, and that's $19.99. I'm sure that's going to add another 20, 30 hours to it.
Yeah, there's 2 drops. Well, the first drop's already here where you get the chest, but there's 2 drops. You get another dungeon that's coming out with the second one, and then the third one you get a new original story, which is going to be interesting.
So that we can add 20, 30 hours, no problem.
Oh, we should jump back to Amiibos, though. There's kind of a secret right now. There's a Majora's Mask costume that's connected to an Amiibo that's not released yet. So that makes me suspicious to what they're going to do in the future.
What do you mean? They're just going to release like some weird stuff and put it backwards?
Maybe they're going to make a Majora's Mask Deluxe Edition, or maybe they're going to make something that it's a Majora's Mask Amiibo. That'd be cool.
I think that if they go and say like maybe in 5-6 years it'll be something's birthday, something of Zelda's birthday, and
it's already been the 30th anniversary. That's what the Ocarina of Time and the other one was about.
That's so sad. That Ocarina of Time was so cool.
One thing I have a question for anyone who doesn't know the Zelda game or this universe or
The
any
lore.
of it, the lore, without spoiling it, what is your purpose in this game?
Save the princess.
Yep,
Always
just
save
like
the
all
princess.
the other ones.
Just like the Mario, same thing. Save the princess.
So, do you think,
Upgrade your gear, upgrade your hearts, upgrade your abilities.
Get stronger?
until you can save the princess. That's all it is.
okay, let me ask you a question. Who found Nintendo? Who's the founder of Nintendo?
Nintendo was a pachinko machine, and a toy maker.
was it
before they
wasn't
did
a
games.
card game? One company.
They did like weird games before they did this.
Yeah,
like
but
Game and Watch
the guy
games.
that made this game is still alive, right?
the
guy-
Nintendo you're thinking of would be Miyamoto with.
Because I just want to know,
Jumperman?
did that person have
Jumpman.
Jumpman.
Yeah.
Did that person have a sort
guy.
of Back to the Future thing with his girlfriend? You know,
What?
like someone stole his girlfriend, and he's like, "I gotta save her," and then because of that, every game it's like Nintendo has saved the princess.
Miyamoto came up with the idea of Zelda, and his inspiration was when he was a child, he liked to go explore and go on adventures.
No, I just mean like the whole concept of saving the
that
princess.
was the concept.
Oh,
He likes to go on adventures. Well, no, actually, no, that's true because Mario does the same thing. Always save Princess Peach.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I'm like, shit.
So it's always the same between Zelda and Mario. You're right about that.
So that he was trying to build them to be they're just building to save the princess, which is great. But I think in this game, it's always build yourself up so you can fight the biggest, baddest guy on the planet, and it's always David versus Goliath, and you have to fight Goliath, but you have to make yourself ready for it. That's it. And I think anybody can pick this game up. Anybody can play this, and from any age group. I'm sure kids can play this, no problem.
Yeah.
And I think adults will love it because it's not because it's complex or anything. I just think that the game for adults, it just it has a complexity to it that adults will appreciate. That's just me, I think.
Something we didn't mention about the open world, we kind of briefly went over, is the blood moon, though.
Yeah.
So in the open world, you'll kill enemies, and they'll not come back until the blood moon. And that's a kind of respawn system. So in other games, things will just kind of randomly come back. In this game, you kill something that's dead until the blood moon comes back, which is kind of cool, I think. Because when blood moon comes back, it'll be stronger. So that's kind of how they gauge what you do. Is you kill something, it comes back and it's stronger. So the more stuff you kill, the stronger everything will get.
Right. So what they did is like, okay, you're really good at killing the crappy Boko Goblins, so we're going to upgrade the Boko Goblins from red to blue to black
To white.
Really?
Yeah.
And the white ones are really hard.
I don't
Yeah.
like they're albino.
Yeah, they're albino. They're 2,500 health.
Yeah,
I
so
hate them.
the more you come to those little camps and kill them, the stronger they get. It's kind of, I think it's a cool gameplay aspect.
Yeah. It adds a difficulty to it that you...
And it works because
So I should stop killing them, and then they won't get hard.
No, they still
No.
get hard.
the more you kill them and the more difficult they are, the better gear they drop. So it's kind
Yeah.
of and
But-
there's no real level system with this. It's all based on your gear. So the better gear you pick up, the harder enemies you can kill. So it's kind of just like a going circle.
So if you fight a white Boko Goblin, he'll drop like a dragon bone spear or something like that. So it'll be a really good spear. So then at the end of the day, you get better stuff, but it also does a lot more damage against you. So you have to make sure you're upgraded because they can kill you in one hit. And then those moblins are the tall ones. They're
Yeah.
they get stronger
I really
too.
hate those
Lizards?
not the lizards. Shoot, those guys from that clan.
These
Yiga
guys
clan.
right here, the
She's
Yiga clan
fighting.
people.
Yeah,
fighting
that
them.
I hate them.
I hate the tall ones because they can kill you in one hit if you don't have good gear
I really
on.
thought they were enough trouble, and it's like knowing that everyone
Like the
else
small
gets
guys?
powerful.
For some reason, I felt like every time I brought out... So these Yiga clan guys are part of the storyline. They're basically a clan that fell away from... I want to say you're from the Sheka clan, right? Sheik clan?
They're kind of like Sheik clan gone bad.
Yeah.
They kind of fell from their ways. I mean, in Ocarina of Time, the Sheik clan is kind of part of this, part of the desert. I forget what they're called.
The Gerudo?
The Gerudo.
Yeah.
And they're still kind of
Word.
part of them in this game, but not so much.
Yeah.
And they kind of like fallen away from their ways, and they're kind of evil now.
They're kind of like they're a Japanese tribe.
Yeah.
I just want to say old tribe.
Yeah. So you remember in the old games, they were kind of purple.
Yeah.
And the Yiga clan is kind of red, and instead of the eye being right side up, it's upside down. So
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting.
The Sheik clan or Sheik clan, I don't know what it is called. Sheik, whatever it's
Sheik.
called. Sheik clan is upside down. But
well, it's Yiga.
No, I mean the Yiga's one is upside down of the Sheik symbol.
This is right upside up, right? Isn't it?
No, the Sheik one is the regular way, like how it is on all your equipment. If you want to put it on your uniform, you can see it.
Oh.
And then when you do the Yiga clan, it's upside down of that. So.
Yeah, right. That's what I was trying to say. So
yeah.
the regular Sheik people always have it right side up.
Yeah.
Like the Sheik slate, it's right side up.
But overall, I think it's go one more to the left. Where are you going?
I don't know.
Go left. There it is.
I'm trying to talk. And
on the top right of your second page.
The
there you go. One more. Boom. There it is. So that symbol is actually upside down. But
no, it's crying. It's right side up.
Yeah, it's crying. What I meant is it's crying, but the Yiga one's upside down of that.
Yeah,
so it's going upside down. I think the rating personally, I want to let Ellie go first since she's been playing it the most. I want to hear her rating and why.
10 out of 10 because it's just fun.
Because it's just fun.
Yeah, just simple. It's just a very entertaining game, and it's gone into my daily life where I compare everything to this game. That's when I know I'm addicted.
What's going on, Bazra 95?
And I know that the game. I want to go. Let Will go first, but I know that the gameplay is what you like the most, and I haven't ever seen you put your.
Ellie refuses to put it away.
Well, she loves it so much. But
killing things is great.
Will, what do you give it the rating?
But you can't multitask is the problem. Despite the fact that it has frame rate issues, I mean that's my major complaint about the game would be the frame rate issues, and the fact it doesn't hold your hand on certain things like the recipes, which is kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate the fact that they want you to kind of learn in your head the recipes, and appreciate that the way it looks and things, the frame rate never really totally bothered me except for that one place. So I can forgive it for that and give it a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
I like it that much.
From what I've played, the gameplay is phenomenal for what I've played, and it's a great start for Nintendo on the new Switch console. It's available on Wii U. I know that already. But Nintendo having this as their launch title is a really good start. I think Nintendo relying on this only to be their launch title is a mistake. But I think that's a different subject.
No, if it had a multiplayer aspect, that'd be amazing.
Yes. But I don't think that you can have a Zelda multiplayer.
Come on, look at this huge world. Could you imagine?
You can, but I don't know what everyone would want to be Link, and not everyone's going to be able to be Link.
They could make it like Watch Dogs, where you look like a slightly different Link.
Yeah, slightly
but
different.
You look like regular Link to yourself.
Yeah, and you can run around together. Or one of you can be a wolf, and one of you can be a person. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Like you use the wolf amiibo, and a second player can come.
Or what if you can make your own version of a Link person, like a hero?
He just said that.
I'm just saying.
Slightly modified.
That sounds really cool, Tommy.
I do think that maybe if you push like the wolf, or if you like one of you could play as a wolf and one can be the regular Link, and you can't stray too far away from each other, one will disappear. I mean that could be something you can do, but it'll be fun. But I think the open world aspect of the game, I think the art design is pretty cool. I think everything about this game is well made. The only thing, as you said before, is the frame rate sometimes has a problem, but I think that's really not the problem of the game. I think that's a problem with the underpoweredness of the Switch.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, it is what it is. It was built for the Wii U and technically ported over the Switch, so I'm not gonna I know the Switch doesn't have that much power, but I'm not gonna bash it too much on the graphics. Maybe for like late gen, and we're having these frame rate issues still, but something that is a big deal about Zelda games is the boss fights. So I'm the only one that did the final boss fight, and I can say it was really, really amazing. But still not my favorite. I think my favorite boss fight is probably still Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that was a good one.
My favorite Zelda is Majora's Mask still.
Oh, wait, go ahead.
But my favorite boss battle is still Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
I'd rate it up there though. It's fun. I definitely remembered it more than like Twilight Princess.
I think everyone remembered the Ocarina of Time one because he's actually in the Smash Brothers special, isn't he? The special for Ganondorf's special.
Ganondorf. Well, no, I remember Ocarina of Time the most because there's so many phases, and it's so fun to play Because I always remember hitting that thing back and forth,
Yeah.
and it goes faster and faster and faster until you get him, and then you have to use your hook shot to go across the way and then beat him up, and you repeat that, and it gets a little bit harder every time. And then the castle's falling apart, and you have to go outside the castle, and you're led by Zelda, and you're in a time crunch, and you have these little skeleton things hitting you, and then the castle falls, and then he transforms into Ganon, was it? I don't remember. It was the pig thing.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit small, and you have to use the Master Sword to kill it, and that fight was great. And you get on top of it, you smash it with your sword on top of the head. And, I mean, that was the most enjoyable Zelda fight for me.
I loved it.
In this game, kind of, I don't want to spoil anything. It is pretty cool, and it's pretty cinematic in what happens, but I don't know. Nothing can top that Ocarina of Time yet for me as far as the Zeldas.
From what I know is the Ocarina of Time's boss was memorable for a lot of people because it was such a major boss battle for games of that period. I think personally, I thought so. It was such a big, so many.
What was the first game to have? This is the first game to have horseback riding, like out in the open world, and kind of like open world 3D too.
Yeah.
in the way that was open world. I know Tommy would say that Mario was open world, but
hey man, if only you could. Oh, do you think they'll have you be able to ride Yoshi in the new one?
Probably.
I hope so.
That'd be cool as hell.
Everyone buy
open
Yoshi.
world Yoshi?
Everyone buy Yoshi amiibos.
They had Yoshi in Mario Galaxy. You could ride him. Mario Galaxy 2, actually.
Going back to ratings, I'm going to give this game a perfect 10 out of 10. And that's just me. I said this already. And
so he loves that Zelda.
Hats off to Will.
I died.
Will just drowned.
Quicksand.
I enjoyed the
All
game.
that.
I enjoyed the game so much that I sat down and played 50 hours of it, no problem. And I totally forgot that 50 hours have flown by.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like 50 hours.
Yeah. And you're just like, wait a minute, I played 50 hours of this game? What happened to my life? But I enjoyed every moment of playing. I haven't found something that annoyed me yet to the point where I said this game's broken and I put it down. Yeah, you do get angry if you die, but that's just natural. And it actually awards you for being
You can't handle
different types of game styles. You could be sneaky or you could be aggressive, your choice. And it doesn't really give you a...
Yeah, it's true. I mean, when you get somebody from the back, there's an actual animation for it.
Yep.
And you do more damage than you would normally. So
you could play sneaky or you could play crazy aggressive. Your choice.
That's what I would do. Crazy aggressive. Go ham and go hardcore and just fuck them up.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Relax.
I agree.
I want to sneaking around shit. Fuck them up.
But
I'm sorry.
Other than that... And we have a lot more to talk about this game. So we're going to put out... I think Will's got this streaming thing working finally. So we can start putting out some nice little things out with different things. We'll probably talk about the Dark Link uniform sometime soon. If we can figure out... I know where he's at. I know how to get it. And the thing is that the Dark Link uniform is pretty cool looking. So we'll figure it out. And
well,
we'll
hopefully we'll get some amiibos
You're
coming.
going to get the guide.
The Dark Link is actually purchasable in the game. You don't need the amiibo.
Yeah.
So we'll figure.
No, I'm saying is hopefully we can get some amiibos so we can get some other stuff like Epona. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. Yes. If there's only shisty people on Amazon.
I know.
Hey, tell me your story.
Well, so I went to buy. Some story for me is I went to buy 3 amiibos on Amazon. They're a penny each. I knew they were kind of a scam. I just wanted to see if I would work.
Might as well try it's a penny.
They said they were shipping. They were sending in. I checked out the shipping information, and I contacted the seller. I said, "Hey, can I get that shipping code or shipping tracking code?" And all of a sudden, I get from Amazon, this seller is no longer part of Amazon. It means it was a scam. So somebody probably got scammed for more money than I did. I got lost 3 pennies, but oh well, 3 pennies, penny lessons. But moving on. So we got 3 10s for this game. That's a perfect 10 out of 10 from us for Breath of the Wild.
Except for Tommy, who didn't play.
Except Tommy.
I like what I see. So, I mean, I think if I played it just from the gameplay I watched Will do, I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10 too.
But moving on, we're going to talk about listener confessions.
Listener confessions of the week.
So we had Lee. I don't know how to say this name, but I'll try my best. 1 second. I'm trying to figure it out because the names are so difficult when it comes to Twitter.
It's Lee Gao 1. Thank you.
No, it's not. That's not the name.
Yes, it is.
Team Limestrike. So at Team Limestrike tweeted us, I used to follow every motorbike rumor in GTA 3. GTA 3's rumor board. I literally spent months and there were none. I'm guessing he's saying that they hoped that there was bikes in the game, but since that game was all cars, he was hoping the games would come out, or cars would come out, motorbikes would come out.
I thought I was talking about mods. He said leaderboards?
Rumor boards.
Oh, rumor boards. Yeah, I mean, GTA 3 was around the time that there's still a bunch of dicks roaming the internet, spreading out rumors.
Yeah.
I think one of the most well-known rumors that weren't actually true was in... Do you remember, what was the one with they had San Francisco, Las Vegas, Los Santos, right? It had Los Santos.
San Andreas.
San Andreas.
Yeah.
That one is the most known for having the rumor of Bigfoot in the woods.
Yeah.
And that was never actually there. There was a mod that had it, and it was so big that when Rockstar made Red Dead Redemption, they added Bigfoot into the forest in that game.
That's crazy to me because they listened to the listeners and said, hey, you know what? We should probably put a Bigfoot.
Well, I would say it's similar to, if you remember Diablo, where they said there's no cow level as a cheat code in StarCraft.
Yeah.
And they actually added a cow level in Diablo 2.
Yeah, that was my
I would say
favorite
it's comparable to that.
Yeah. Nothing is more satisfying than going through 1,000 cows with giant axes with ease.
So for everyone that's our listeners' confessions for the week. But if you guys have any confessions, if you'd like to send us some confessions, you can email us at contact@nerdconfessions.net or send us a tweet at nerdconfessions with the number 0 replacing the O's for confessions. We would really like some more people out there writing to us, and we'd love it. Well, that wraps up this week's confession. Join us next week for more discussions, opinions, and things that pique our interest. If you have any confessions that you would like to discuss, feel free to send it our way. As always, we'd like to thank all our listeners for following and tuning in and supporting us. Share us, like us, review us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Whatever you want to do, every bit helps us grow. And don't forget, you can find our previous episode and bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. This is Nerd Confessions, signing off.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody out there.
Go get a Switch and go play Zelda. It's worth it.
We're going to talk about Switch accessories next week.
Oh, yeah, we definitely do. There's a lot out there.
I think we probably do 1 to Switch, and we can also do maybe snipper clips.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We'll talk about some accessories next week.
We can talk about the Joy-Cons in sideways condition.
All right. See you guys later.
Getting out of Nerd Confessions. Connection terminated. Transmission over.